Hello and welcome back to my channel, Vamps, and if you're new, subscribe, join the Vamp squad. So today I'll be doing Jill Valentine from Resident Evil as my Halloween costume for Hallowkon 2022. So I started off with some fabric I had from an old pair of pants that had a hole, so I cut that. And for her design, she has a lot of utility bags and purses, so I used this, which came with one of my old tools, and I decided to stick this on. And then I started on her STARS logo. I used a lid to draw out the initial circle, and then I used some tape to draw out the other circle. And then I was struggling with the stars. From the time I was a child, I could never draw a star. To be honest, I can't draw a period, but stars are that shape that I just can't get them done. Stars and hearts. But as you can see, my frustration, I just kept erasing and going over, and then at one point I was like, you know what, whatever I have is what I have. So I continued doing out the stars logo. It's actually a little more complicated than I thought. Like, it has a lot of like tiny details in terms of like font and stuff. So that was kind of an issue for me, but I just tried to trace it out as best as I could. And then I went over that in some marker just so that those lines would show up a bit clearer when I want to trace them out for later. Like, honestly, what is that? Sometimes, guys, you have to laugh at yourself and your struggles. But what have you guys done for Halloween? Please let me know in the comments below. Let me know what costumes you wore. Did you even dress up for Halloween? Because I know some people don't. I am the type to take advantage of any opportunity to dress up. My friends know this. Everybody that knows me knows this. So I'm always there for a theme or for a costume party. But I know there are some people that are like, I'd rather just go as myself, which is okay. Don't feel pressure to dress up. I am the type to always make something because I like to do crafty stuff. But I know people who buy costumes, and I know people who don't even wear costumes, and that's okay. So here I'm just putting in all of these stars, font and stuff. I realized that this was actually quite difficult because I don't know if I have like stubby fingers. Do you guys think I have stubby fingers? I didn't think I did until I did this. I struggled to get those little details put on there. So once I was finished with the logos, I wanted to get started on her utility bags, and I said I was going to use craft foam for this because they look a bit sturdy. So I was playing around with how I was going to do the shape of the bag and how I was basically going to construct it. And at some point I was like, this isn't looking quite like what she has on her waist. So after playing around some more, I decided let's just start on the smaller ones that she has usually to the back of her. And those I just used some 2mm craft foam and some contact cement. Then I folded that about 2/3 of the way just to get the shape of the little purse, and then I folded down the top to make like an opening. And now you have two little bags, and they're actually quite functional. And then I went ahead and I used Velcro to open and close them, so if I do want to put something in there, I can. And then I went back to her main utility bag. So for this one, I realized I'd have to build up the sides basically. So I used that 2mm craft foam to create two sides. I cut them in half, and then I stuck one on the left, one on the right, and then I'm going to fill in the bottom with contact cement as well. So here I'm just building up the side of it, and then I'm going to stick on the other side, and then you're going to put something on top just to close it off, as you can see here. So it was a very simple design. I don't know why I was stressing. That happens sometimes. I overcomplicate things, and then I'm just trimming the excess off, and here you have a perfectly functional bag. I think it actually turned out so cute. Now it's time to wear on her shoulder pads. I had some 5mm craft foam that I was using for another project, but I had to scrap that. So I decided I'll just take it and use it for this. So I cut it out into rectangular pieces, and then I rounded out the edges like how her design is. But this is a closet cosplay, so I'm doing this very simply. You don't have to put too many details or make sure that it's perfect to the character, accurate to the character. But I'm heating up the foam just so I can get that nice bend so that it can go over my shoulder. So you're going to take your heat gun, you're going to apply the heat to the foam, and just like work it all around, and then bend the foam. I kind of kept it bent for a little while just so it forms a nice crease in the middle that you can see here. And then I'm going to take that fabric that I cut from my pants earlier, and I'm going to cover this 5mm craft foam with the fabric. I was debating if to paint it or cover it in fabric, but then I was like, you know what, I think fabric will add some more interest to the costume, a little more detail, and it's also gonna not take me as long as if I sat there and primed this foam and I painted this foam, when I could just take this fabric and cover it up and nobody would be none the wiser. So I'm using my hot glue gun to stick this down. You can also use contact cement here. I think I just like using hot glue because it's so quick. And then her costume also has some rivets on it, so I just used some hot glue to put those rivets in. And I added some more details to my little utility belt because I felt like these purses needed a little more to them. So I just went back in with some 2mm strips and I added that on with some hot glue. And I just went around the whole perimeter of the purse and just added on those strips. And now it was time for me to work on all those belts that she has and straps and stuff. I had this belt that I wanted to use, and then I had some buckles that I had from my old cosplay, so I just kind of dismantled those and I went in and took off any excess fabric or straps I had from before, and I painted everything black because the costume was supposed to be black. Then I had a crop top from before that I wanted to use for the template of the top that I wanted to wear for Halloween. So I cut it into the length of that crop top, and then I cut a split down the middle because I wanted to go a little sexier. I don't think I really do very sexy cosplays, to be honest. So this was like the first time. And now I had to do my last shopping haul for this costume. As you can see, Jill wears a little beret on her head and I think it's so cute. I definitely wanted to include that. So I was on the hunt for a beret and I got the largest size, 7 3/4. And I got this from Pro Secure. Somebody recommended this to me on Instagram. They have a ton of gear for like tactical stuff for like anybody that's in cadets, brownies, things like that. Oh, nurses, doctors. And I just stocked it on some fake guns, and then I needed to get some spray paint because I had to paint those guns and any other little props. And I always go with something that's a paint and primer, and I had to get some gloves. Gloves are expensive on this island. I am outraged. These ones were like $20 something and these were the cheapest, so I just grabbed these and I was like, okay, I'll customize them. And you guys know I need to get my press-ons anytime I'm going out and I need a new set. So here is my haul for the day, and now I'm just getting those gloves all black because I needed them to be black. So I'm painting them with some black acrylic paint, and I'm going in and just covering up anything that's gray, anything that's white. We don't need that. We just need all black, because these gloves are actually going to also double for another cosplay, and that character wears all black. So I just killed 2 birds with 1 stone with all of these props. Spray painted my guns that I bought earlier in the day, and they turned out so nice once they were all nice and matte black, and it didn't take long at all. So here's my grenades, guys. These were actually from a kid's toy that you put like soap bubble in it. And I found this at a store for like $5, so I thought that was a steal, and they turned out so good. And here are my guns now that they're all fully dried, and I just washed my wigs because I was doing multiple characters that weekend. So now it's time to work on the DIY portion of the video. So these are just some DIY egg sacks I saw on YouTube using some styrofoam balls, newspaper, plastic wrap, and I thought I could put these together. And I absolutely love the way they turned out, and once I put the spider props in, it was perfect. Literally as soon as I finally got the right combination, I ran out of tape. But yeah, these are the other 2 attempts. Can you focus? So these are what I worked on earlier tonight. They don't quite look right. This one is even a bit short, but yeah, this one is perfect. I just need to tape it. Now it was time for me to get all of the body props into the car and the egg sacks and all of my Halloween pieces. Mikasa was inspecting like usual. So I made it, guys. I am about to change this into my business shirt, so I have to set up for the event, and then y'all will see my other outfit for the day. Oh, focus. Okay, so Alice actually came early from Tattoo Fest, so I'm getting her to help me with the bodies that I packed in the trunk. So I want to see their reaction. So I guess everybody could grab one.
Not the raffles.
And this is how the decorations turned out. I'm sorry I didn't get more video, guys, but this is what I look like. I had to rush home and get ready, to be honest. So I put on my bob, I put on my beret, it's so cute, and all of my costume pieces. I was feeling myself just a tiny bit. Now it's time for the party. Arrange myself. This is such a rushed cosplay that like pieces are falling off, but it's okay. I just need it for tonight. I'm probably not gonna wear this. So yeah. So the night is over. My day is over. I'm probably gonna go get something to eat. Tara wants to go home, but clearly me and Aisha. As always, I told y'all like that vlog where we went to the rave and she was like, let's go get. That was her idea, right? We did not go get. We went and got food and we went home. So we'll see. Me and Aisha, we outside though. So I'm in Gat in my Halloween costume. Thank you. As y'all can see. Don't even start. The rain is coming down. I am in heels. My butt is out. Like this is not the time to be in Gat.
We have food and that's what matters.
Oh, tonight was a good night regardless. So good. Oh, your rain is coming. I can't run. But we can try. And a special thank you to Hallowkon for having us. We had such a great time. I hope to see all of you guys there next year.